We're back here on the show. That was Annalise Dugas, and we're here with Gianluca Orenti. Gianluca, great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And we're just talking about you're originally from Florence, right?
Yes.
Which is, as you mentioned, the city of the Renaissance.
Indeed. Well, Florence is a fantastic city. It's a very small city, but in the middle of Italy, a little bit on the north side.
Yeah.
It's wonderful countryside and very friendly people, I would say, and it's a beautiful place to go on vacation.
Wow, it's
One day.
making me think that we should have wouldn't mind being in Florence right now, but
Well, let's move the show there and do it on location.
Well, I would say maybe the beginning of June or May or September would be probably the best season. It's less hot. It
Okay.
gets really hot in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit.
Wait, before we get into that, I
Okay.
just have to ask you, why did you come to Toronto?
Oh, good question. Well, life brought me here. I'm very happy to be here. But perhaps my partner is Canadian, and we met 15 years ago in Florence, and 9 years ago we decided to move here back. Yeah.
All right,
It was
so-
time for him to go back home. It was time for me to have a new adventure and learn a new language. I didn't speak any English, and I apologize if.
No, it's good.
No, it sounds great. It
Yes.
sounds just very exotic, which is what you need, I think, to be a
But I'm
makeup
very,
artist.
very happy to be Canadian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Well, we're glad to have you here.
And I just want to say, you're an industry makeup artist with Judy Inc. Artist Agency,
Yes.
and you're also available for private work. But let's talk a little bit about some of your work.
Sure.
And maybe a little bit of what you did in Italy before you got here. And what I know you do a lot of coverage with Elle Magazine, Zoomer, and show us some of that. And then we can talk a little bit more about what you did to transform myself today.
For
okay?
sure.
And give us some tips for hair and makeup for summertime.
Okay, so let's make it
Okay.
very short. Well, I started when I was around 20 in Italy with a very famous makeup artist, Mr. Cagnier, and I was part of his protégé. I was the youngest guy. I was really naive, but I learned really a lot from him. And then I moved here, and here I had the possibility to pull out my own personality and show my own strengths, and these are some of the jobs that I have done recently. This is actually the most recent.
Yeah, let's just hold that up, and we
Voila.
can see that pretty good. Just aim it
Yes,
over there. And
it's a sunglasses story, but the funny part is that the sunglasses are actually painted on the faces, are not actually wearing them. So it was a long day work.
no, wait a sec. Okay, so this is Elle Magazine, right?
This is All magazines. Yes, this is the June.
I have to ask you about that. Why would anybody do that?
Yes,
You know, you put on painted on sunglasses. They're not really helping you with the sun, right?
That's correct. That's correct. But this is not about protecting from the sun. This is just about intriguing clients to approach the new collection of sunglasses in a very fun way by just showing it with makeup.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, I knew there had to be something logical about it, but
for sure.
so,
Next one here. This is
yeah.
this is the last year, July. It's Kori Richardson, a very upcoming Canadian model. She's very pretty. She's very Renaissance, very Botticelli, the Venice of Botticelli, I will say. She's very in that way. And here we feature as it was also the launch of Burberry's makeup. So we want a very hairy and very elements,
Yeah.
water and hair, and that's what we did.
Wow.
Here she is, beautiful, beautiful girl, very professional as well. And last but not least, we don't have much time. So this is everybody will know who it is.
Michael J.
Michael
Fox.
J. Fox.
Oh, wow.
And this was an amazing day working with Michael. I mean, he's really easygoing. And the photographer was a very famous Brian Adams, and he was really interested to work
You
with.
mean Brian
as
Adams
well.
was a photographer?
Yes, yes. You know, he does a lot of photography.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Oh, yes. He did a beautiful shot of the Queen. He's really doing very well. Yeah.
Well, because
Wow.
when I
Open
first
it.
looked at that, I didn't guess it was Michael J. Fox because he looks older. He looks more
Right.
rugged than
Yes.
we're used to seeing
He
Michael J.
just
Fox.
turned 50, actually.
Yeah, he turned 50, and the look of the shoot was to keep it very real. So very little Photoshop, a little bit of powder, very messy hair. They wanted something very real. Yes.
Great.
Okay, so I have been transformed physically by you today. Let's just give a little backstory. Last night I was in a hotel and Gianluca came this morning. This was planned so we could do the transformation. He came this morning very early and we spent quite a bit of time doing this. Tell me what you did to take me from from ordinaire to extraordinaire.
Well, Jeanette, I think you are an extraordinary girl to start with, and that is what really inspired me. I mean, once we got for lunch together, and she was showing me some of her jobs, and I thought, okay, we can do a little bit more for your look on the video, just to fix it up a little bit, and that's what I try to do today. But perhaps we just smooth down your hair a little bit, and we curl them just at the base. And actually, one thing that I really would like to change for her, and this I'm talking with you guys, is her seat. Her seat is totally wrong because she's going too relaxed, and she get all this like it's not flattering. She needs to stay a little bit more stiff. But we can change that in the future, guys.
Maybe we'll change it right after this interview.
But anyway, we focus our
I need
attention
to be
more.
on that chair. That's what.
Going back to the makeup, we focus more the attention on your eyes with a touch of a false lashes, which they work like a little bit of a heels on the eye, on the face of a girl, and a very soft lips and a lots of bronzer. Yeah.
Okay. And why did you choose to do my hair the way you did, and why did you choose to
Right.
do like of my features, my face? Why did you choose to do the makeup that you did with
Right.
the eyeliner like that?
Exactly, good question. Well, you always have a very good question, I have to say.
Pardon?
You always have a very good question. You always go to the juice, but that's
Jeanette,
great.
the queen of the question.
So the reason is you, Jeanette, have very strong feature. Your face come across, your personality come across. So there is nothing to make it. There's no need to make it stronger. There's only need to make it softer. So by making your hair a little bit more smoother and curl them a little at the base, it just makes you look more sweet and gentle. Yes, and the softer lips are gentle, the softer brows make you gentle. But we do keep the eye very firm and strong, yeah.
Because the eyes are the central focus of my face.
Yeah, eye contact is a very important thing, I would say, in general. Making a very good eye contact when you shake your hand, I think is a very good thing.
Yeah, I like eye
And
strong.
a
eye
good
contact.
smile, obviously.
Eyes are the windows to the soul. I believe they have to be, focal. But it's interesting because, like he's saying, smooth down the hair. Like this morning, I opened the door, and I had let my hair go natural. Which, if I do that, it gets curly, and I try to make it straight more than curly.
It gets very wild.
It gets very wild because I have thick hair. And
But
lots of it.
there is a good occasion for that too. We
Yeah.
don't always have to be
But
smooth.
you said, you said you actually liked it. I let it go really natural. It was quite wild this morning. You had to tame it down. So, okay, now I wanted to ask you, we talked about what you did to make me look better.
Yes.
But give me some examples, or let's use Hugh for an example.
Oh my goodness. Huge, are you up
I
for
mean,
this?
you are here.
I don't know if I'm up for this or not.
What would you do, let's say, because, makeup and hair is not just for women, it's for men too. And I said it was
Indeed.
good to have both in your personal brand. You both need it. So give me some tips for what you would do maybe to make Hugh look better than
Right.
he already does.
Hugh, just a question. Are you wearing a kippas? Is that a kippas?
It's
No.
a kufi.
It's a kufi. Okay. Well, I love your kufi. I think it's very stylish. Yes. And I will suggest perhaps to cut your hair a little bit shorter underneath.
Yeah.
To keep a little
Yeah,
bit shorter,
it's
smoother.
getting to be time for
Okay.
a haircut for sure.
But I pretty much like your taste and your style. I mean, I love your rings. They're very stylish
And not only
Yes.
that, but they give me immortality.
Ah. But one thing I will really change, I would say, is your frame, your glass
Really?
frame. Yes, I will definitely update that. It looks too law firm and not enough what we're doing right now.
It's interesting
Medium.
because
Yes.
these are fairly new. I just got
Is
these
that right?
last year.
Let's
right?
return them. We're gonna
Well-
shoot something different.
I looked at a lot of frames,
I see.
and these were the only ones that I could really, get behind.
You felt comfortable with.
Now, do you have any ideas about the shape or the
Oh yeah,
style?
perhaps your rings will be a beautiful example to follow. Like some kind of bones will be a beautiful thing to do, because it will be much softer on your face, and you have a gray color eye, which it is light, but it's very soft. So it needs something softer around and not as graphic.
So maybe stop sign shaped glasses.
A little bit bigger, slightly bigger. Bigger
Okay.
shape. Yeah, but you have a gray
right.
smile and a little bit of powder when you come into set.
Probably. Yeah, we don't do the makeup down here unless you're Jeanette Burke. That's great. Thank you.
So let's talk about our women viewers today. What's some of the hottest new makeup and hair trends for this summer?
All right, good question. Well, I think the beautiful thing of today is the freedom. Like really, we all have the freedom to do the best you can. I mean, we are out of all those trendy. I mean, there is still trendy, but it's not like the 80s that everybody has to look in a certain way, and the 70s everybody has to look in that way. I mean, there's so much freedom. You really have to personalize your own look and follow trendy in a very soft way, and just pick up the trendies that really make you look better.
Yeah, it's almost like today the trends in fashion in everything have disappeared.
Right.
And everything is possible now. Any trend, you
Correct.
can pick any trend from the past and apply it to yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you're talking about, the
Yeah.
freedom.
In fact, I mean, the runway.